Hey, NASDOG, where you get the best dope on the markets. I am your technical analyst and host. What are we looking at here? You know what? It's the beginning of the year. We're going to blow through some oddball things, but it's going to be things like Bitcoin and some of these currencies here. This is the yen here. Okay, see this yen here? Watch it here. Right, this they just put zeros in front of these currencies. But anyway, it's 636. 00636. Okay, you can see here, you can see this was a major blowout, man. Somebody major blowout right into an olive line, a NASDAQ olive line buy. I'm not going to talk about that. You get a hold of me. You need to know that. Here is the here. Hang on a second here. This was the Canadian here. We got these patterns of these sevens here. You can see, um, Canada's playing tough. They want to play tough with the United States. Trump will have none of it here. This is page 5 here. Let me just give a little glance here at some of my pages here. You can pause this here. Boons and shats, overseas bonds and stuff like that. British pound, euro, Mexican peso, the Aussie. Okay, so if you trade any of these, and you need some numbers here. Look here, orange juice here. Now listen, I had them going down here. Here you can see the sevens here. But you're into these olive buys. There's olive buys here. Okay, I know I got a lot of them. None of them, and here. I guess that one was the one you buy. But sometimes when you're not sure, but you would know in any event, here when you're trading around these olives here, you buy it with a stop right below that. and that was a weekly. Holy camole here. Yeah, let's go look at a daily on that just for shits and giggles. Look at that. This is orange juice, okay? But no, enough of that. As a matter of fact, there's a guy in Florida. Vote for this guy for attorney general. He's got some plans there for white farmers, okay? That orange juice used to be a white, and then in '05, what was the figure? 240 million, was it? And now they do 15 million or 30 million or something like that. It's been decimated by another one, the Chinese CCP. Okay, let's go to page here. I'll go through here fast here. This is gold here. See the sevens, the pattern here. Here's gold here on a monthly. You see the diamonds? This is silver here. We do have some targets here. Okay? I had 82.30. This one is actually 87. Put it in at 87.20. If you're long and you can't stand it anymore and you just want to bang $10 fast, that might be a place where this is the gold silver spread. Okay, this is the gold silver spread. That's actually a quarterly here. Hang on a second here. Let's look at something more on a weekly here. Okay, so you could see here. Look at that. That's pretty interesting. So you had a green if you were going to sell that. Okay. And then here, this would be the light green of that. Not that it really works here, but something changed here. When J.P. Morgan closed their bullion desk, okay, I think they don't have the receipts to deliver. He who sells what isn't his'n shall deliver or go to prison. We'll see, unless you're Stevie Cohen. This is silver, copper, silver divided by copper here. Let's just take a look at it here. Okay. Yeah, look at that. There, that's the life of the spread there. Okay. So if you need some of that information, let's go to one page. Let's go to this page 1 here. What do we got out of time? 4 minutes. Okay, here, this was Bitcoin. This is an olive buy off of last year. Just not huge, not huge. As a matter of fact, wasn't it a halfway or something? I forget. Well, oh, no. You know what it was? It was one of my light greens of, I don't know, from 4,000 up or something like that. This is a picture of the Russell here. Okay, we got new highs here. Here's Ripple here. You know what? I have a trader. If you need research in one individual product, okay, and I get it, okay, and I can always add it if the price is right. I had a trader client that trading Ripple on the side, and I got to talk ask him here because he mentioned he had a 238 sell because he was buying it here, and we got under this olive here. Very, very cautious. thing could be a total failure, underneath an olive buy, just because it means everybody's got it. But in the meantime here, this looks like, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not talking about Ripple or any crypto. Okay, in the middle up here, this is the US dollar here. This is June here, so this will be going forward here. Maybe we get a rally up to 101.15 here. You can see a green. You can see something going horizontally. You can see one going up here. When you only see like one, you can see underneath there's an orange. It means that you got, in this particular case, 3 levels at exactly that level. I just did a video on the energies here, but just because this happened this week, this is an olive buy down here at 171.60. I've been watching this crude oil here, on your phone and stuff like that. And we got down to 170, 170. And, the whole drill, baby, drill. Okay, so this would be a contrarian trade. Okay, why would you do contrarian? Well, because the market already moved. Okay, this is when we went from 195 here. Okay, we were up higher. Trump gets in here. Okay, he's going to put them. Oh, and by the way, these refunds that are coming in January, due to the tax refunds and these deductions, cannot 100% deductions for certain things. Here's a little look at the nat gas. No big deal. This is Dees RBOB here. Slightly different look here. This is not touting that at all here. Let's go to page. This is the other in the crude oil here. This is what, that's Brent crude. That's European. This is the soybean crush, actually. This is a soybean crush. Here's an olive sell up here. Here you come back down here. That's all we got is this green here. Here we went down here to the green. Take that out, okay? It's garbage. Anyway, but we're in a bit, back in a range. As a matter of fact, we closed over here. This is interesting here. I talk about the reds. These are 50 percenters, okay? That red is horizontal is a 50 percenter. I've got some thoughts on, and I tell people to ignore them, okay, because they're kind of tricky here. But this thing might be swinging up here. Should we put a trend line on here? See if that took it out Friday, 176. How about this? We'll make it blue. I like this blue. It stands out. Okay, so 174 in the goats, 176 and 7/8, and we closed at plus 180.5 here. So going up, this is the products are gaining on beans. Okay, gaining on beans. As a matter of fact, and beans have been breaking because the funds bought 170,000 on that China nonsense. And as a matter of fact, as of yesterday, January 9th, well, as of today, January 10th, which was from the Tuesday before, funds were long 20,000 beans. Okay, and now beans have been up for, not up, okay, but we got a little buy pattern here for, as a matter of fact, here it is. Okay, here. This was the low, the low, the low, the low, the low. Okay, and then here, and then that's the low here, okay? So somebody's buying this stuff, okay? Right here, it's kind of 50-50 here if you were buying it against this because we thought that coincided with something, the start of something, okay? We go from $10, $10.30 to $11.70, top tick, okay? I want to buy that retracement, okay? And there were things like possibly the crop was smaller, that it was overestimated. Those reports are going to come out tomorrow. Let's look at the, they're going to come out Monday, the USDA. Here you could see a nice little head and shoulders. Look at this, almost an outside up day there. Oh. Wow. Okay, this is July 9th. Okay, as a matter of fact, I took off. Remember, if you've been following it here, I think, 14 and a half and 13 were some olive lines. Smaller. These are a little bit larger here, so we only got down to an orange. And something's up here. This is a good sign if you're bullish beans. Get some beans on. That's 16 cents here. I don't know. Things could change here. Let's look at the July Dees corn, okay, because the USDA is coming out tomorrow. But if you see this video, it's coming out at 11 a.m. If you see this on Monday, so I think you want to have bids, but to buy a bearish number. If there's a bearish number, I think maybe if that's you, this is July Dees. Look at this. You just put bids down here. I don't know. It's negative. Listen, we got a big corn crop. But if you're bullish, this is a possible way. And if the funds ever get long, as a matter of fact, let's go take a look at that. Okay, this is interesting here. So here's the corn. Okay, we got them $1.60, 160,000 long, 286,000 short. So what do we got? 126,000 short. They bought 7,400 new longs, added 4,700 new shorts. Okay, so it's just a net of plus 3,000. So they're still short. It was a little bit more buying than last. And then wait till you see this. So the commercials on the previous week here, as of January 6th, we're going to look at that chart in a second here. They bought, okay, they were long. Oh, I'm sorry. They sold 7,000 longs and sold more shorts. Okay, so they were the sellers here. Now let's go look at this here, and I'm going to show you. It was on this move right here. See, January 5th? Okay, and then this is the 6th. This would have been, okay, so we went down here. As a matter of fact, this was that, in the March here, this was that candlestick trend line. Hang on, jeepers, so impatient. Okay, hang on. Let's filter this for you here. Okay, so you have this, and you have this. Oh, actually, as a matter of fact, that's a weekly here. That's not what this is drawn off of. Although that would have gotten you there here. Okay, this was it right here. I'll give you, this is a free lesson here. There's your free lesson. This teal line right here. Okay. All right. Enough of corn. Okay, so this is what corn looks like here. Here's a plain Jane corn. Okay, if we get something on the bullish side, okay, and here, right here. As a matter of fact, this kind of looks like the bean chart where we got over. Maybe we'd have to get a little bit farther, because beans made a year and a half. Yeah, this is only last year. Okay, that's less than a year. Beans, yeah. So anyway, here, so this is where we're sitting right here. This is May corn, okay, 457 and 3/8. This is coming from somewhere up there, okay, probably off the all-time highs. Shall we check it out? Okay, so this would be something you could trust the quality of my data, okay, 22 and 23, okay. It's a trend line, and that's why it failed, although we had 3 other levels there. 4, 1, okay, get it? So there's not too many levels. Here's a level, and you go right up there, okay? So ideally, you have a buy stop or something like that, or you get long over certain levels. This one was, hang on a second here. This is not in this month. Okay, so there, right there, all right? So that's that, and the reason why that holds is because you can right-click on your trend line, and then you go, whatever it is. Buy 20, buy 100, buy 500, buy 1,000, but don't show the bid, whatever the algos say. So, and then this is wheat here. We'll just give, okay, this is wheat. We're not going to stand on it. And let's go to, we're just going to do the USDA here. This is in bean oil. Okay. What the hell was that? Is that an expiration? Is this decent? No, this is March. I forget what that was. China canceled something. Who knows? Okay, so then here we are. And then this was the end of the year right here. Okay, right there. They sold it off one more time, except the lows held here. You can see I got a little alibi here. This is where we are right now. I don't know. I wouldn't sell this thing short, but if you're looking to buy, those would be some numbers here. And it's kind of hard here as far as our head and shoulders here, but, this might be one here coming all across here. So if you need anything, get a hold of, email me, ARP@NASDOG And we got a report Monday, USDA supplying. You got I think you got the grain stocks too. So because the government was shut. So always use a risk stop to stop the risk. Thanks for watching.